Hi paper pals and crafty friends, it's Lisa from Paper Pathways, and today I wanted to show you what I did with some bread tabs that I have had saved for quite a while, ever since I came across this junk journal journey, maybe about almost 3 years ago. I was searching Pinterest to see what I could do with these, and I found images where they made like page tabs out of them. So I created some this afternoon, and I figured I would do some Christmas images because I was sipping tea out of my Christmas mug. The items that you will need is some cardstock. It can be any color. That's just going to be your base. And then some scrapbook paper, whatever type of scrapbook paper you would like. You're going to need your bread tabs, a corner punch, a sanding block, glue of your choice, and you could also use glue stick, scissors, and I pulled out a pair of these postal decorated edge scissors. You will also need your bone folder, and then the paper of your choice, and you will also need some different things that you would like to embellish with. Like on this one I did a bow, and this one is a snowflake with a little bit of mesh with little snow on it. This one just a little bit of red tulle with a flower, and then another one that has a bow. So what I did was I just cut down some cardstock. And when you do it, you want to have it to be the width of the bread tab. So when you start out, I already have prepared some in advance, but when you start out, you want to cut off these little nibs. And then I did sand them down a little bit just so they're not as sharp. And then the next step you would do is you would glue it onto the appropriate size width of your sheet of paper. And you would just cut it down to whatever length and width that you would like. Like I said, I've made some in advance. So all I did was glue it on to the cardstock that I was using. And then I prepared the steps for you all, so the video is not too long. Then you just take it and you glue it down. So I'm just gonna glue this down. I'm just gonna take my little rag. And I'm just gonna set that aside to let it dry a little bit. So on this one, you can see that I have my cardstock that I'm using, and I have a piece of scrapbook paper. And all you want to do is line it up. And it is longer than my cardstock, so I'm just going to cut that down once I glue it. So you're just going to put some glue, and like I said, you could use glue stick. And then you want to make sure the non-printed side, see how this has some words on it, text, is facing the back. And then I turn it around and I want to line it up to cover this back piece. Then you're just going to press it down. give the glue a chance to adhere to your cardstock. And if it's on the front with some glue, just wipe that down. And then next, what I did is I folded it over to get a nice clean edge on both sides. And then now I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And if you saw my video the other day of the cotton round flowers, my hands were very pink from the food coloring. I still have some pink left on my fingers, but that's okay. That's the life of a crafter. Next time I will definitely wear gloves when I work with food coloring. Trial and error. Now I'm going to glue this side down. And there is a little bit of a gap here, so I'm just going to take this. Actually, I can still pull it up some, so I'm just going to take it, go to the edge, press it down. I am recording this on Friday afternoon. It is cold here in Massachusetts, but like I said, I'm drinking my tea, so I'm okay. And then what I'm going to do now is just snip off the excess and try to make a straight cut. I'm going to let that one dry as well. And then I did go ahead and pick out what I wanted to do with this paper. I love hydrangeas. It's one of my favorite flowers. And I thought the purple tab in this looked nice. So as you can see, it is a little long, wide for what I need. But I wanted to get this image of the butterfly. So all I'm going to do is glue down. And again, you want to make sure you're covering the top of that cardstock that you have. And then just line it up. I'm going to press it down. Make sure it's stuck like glue. That is a country song by Sugarland, Stuck Like Glue. I do like country music. What type of music do you all like? So now I'm going to trim this excess off. And I want just enough that I can fold it over. And then I need to figure out what I want to cut off on this side. So I'm just going to fold it. And I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice, clean, crisp edge. And then I just need to snip a little bit off of this side. Again, I'm going to try and make it straight. As you can tell, it's not straight, so I can just put this one underneath. And if I wanted to, I could use these scissors to make a decorative edge like I did on one of these, this one. So now I just need to glue this down. Again, I'm going to use my wiping rag. It has paints and ink on it. And then we're going to do the same for this side. And I do like to make sure that the top is lined up. Now this is a little bit crooked, so I could go in and just snip a little bit off. So it being a little crooked doesn't matter because it has the little decorative edge on it. And then again, we're just going to go in and put some glue down. Fold it over. Press down. And we're going to let that dry a little bit as well. Put this aside because I can save that. And then the other one I have is this blue one. And I pulled out some scrapbook paper from a pack that I had. I have a couple of these different books that color themes. So I have blue, red, pink, purple. So now where this is like this, I need to decide which side of the page do I want. I'm putting the butterfly on there, so I think I want blue and brown. So this time I'm going to use glue stick to show you that you can use glue stick as well. So I just want to make sure. So I want it this way. So just taking my glue stick, running it along, wiping up my glue. And then, how did I say I wanted this? This way. So I'm just going to place it on here. Try to get it straight. Press it down. And then I'm going to come in and use that edge to fold over. And I do have quite a bit, so I'm going to snip off a little bit of it. Again, trying to do a straight line. It's not quite straight, but that's okay. You can just come back in and snip more off. And then same thing, I'm going to fold this over on itself. And then I just need to figure out how much I need, and I don't need a lot. but I'm going to just follow this line, so at least this part is pretty much straight. And then we're going to go back in with my glue stick. Fold over. And then take this side and fold it over. Press it down, make sure the glue is adhered good. And then figure out where my cardstock is. And then we're just going to snip off. And then I still have this little piece that I can use in collage, so I'm going to put that aside. So I'm going to put this one aside and let that one dry, because these I just did. So now we have these, and what you can do is you can use your corner round. This one might not work too great because I used heavy cardstock. So I've learned that you want to use a thinner piece of paper or a lightweight cardstock. There we go. Then you won't have as much of a problem like I am having with this side. I think I need to get the crocodile corner thingy. Yeah, so that's not going to work. So sometimes there's a little guide. I'll just try and make the corner. And then you can come in. Oh, I don't like that. I'll show you with this one because this is thinner. Maybe. My corner round does not want to work today. So you can have a nice rounded edge. And then what I like to do is you can ink it up. So on this one, I'm going to use green. Ink the bottom up. Go in and ink your sides. And then on this one, I will do red to match. That doesn't look like it's too straight. You could come in with fancy scissors. And make a decorative edge. And I'm going to ink that up. That way it'll hide the white from where I snipped it. And then I do the back as well. What did I do with the green? There it is. And then you have that, and we need to decorate it. So I picked out just a few little things, and I do have my hot glue gun going, where this is metal. I could use the art glitter glue or my Fabri-Tac or my tacky, Eileen's tacky glue. But I like hot glue because it adheres very quickly. So for this one, no, I wanted that one on that one. And I think this one on that one. So I have some of this mesh, decorative mesh. I used to make wreaths and I have a ton of this left over. So I'm just gonna take some of this, and I like it because it looks like there's snow on it. And I'm just gonna trim it down where I tried to rip it. It didn't quite rip the way I wanted it to. And it might be a little bit too long. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this. Oh, I like that. I need to get one of my silicone fingers just in case I don't burn my fingers. So I'm just going to take my glue gun, a little dab, try and, whoop, there we go. Put that on there. I'm just pulling some of the glue off, and then I can just put that right there. And I'm sure you could use book pages if you wanted to do one with a book page. And then for this one, let's see, I have some ribbon. And we can kind of just make a bow. How about if we do this? Could put that like that. Not too sure. I'm just reaching into my stash of stuff. Maybe we can put a strip of mesh on it. So I'm just going to cut a piece of mesh. It could be all right if it's wider. What about if we cover that and then put that at the top. I'm going to use my silicone finger so I don't burn myself. I used to burn myself a lot when I was making wreaths and other crafts. And if you've ever burnt yourself with hot glue gun, with the glue from it, you know that it is hot and it hurts. This is my low temp glue gun. I do have a super duper hot one, and let's just say when I burnt my fingers with that, I had tears in my eyes. So now we want to put, I think I want to put this down, but is it too long? Try to get all of that down. And the inside is not lined up right, but that's okay. We're just going to pick it up and put it back down. I'm going to stick a little bit of glue on the inside. Let's try this again. And then a little glue on this. That was a little bit more than a little. And then we're going to press this down. And I do have some oozing from the top, but that's okay. I'm just going to wipe that. And then let's put this in the center. And there's that one. My December daily journal is already completed. I actually made it last year for a December daily, and I ended up not doing it. So I'm ahead of the game this year, and it is a Grinch theme journal because I love the Grinch. He just makes me smile. So let's do this one. I just have some cheesecloth. And of course, you don't have to put them at the top. You can put it in the center. You could put it at the bottom. Halfway down. I want to see the butterfly, so I'm just going to put it, I think I'm going to put it about there. And I'm just going to trim some of this off. I love working with cheesecloth because you can manipulate it and just move it all around. And for this, I think I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. Sorry, artist craft glue that I got from scrapbooking.com. And I think it was about there. And put this on. And then with the the little wooden flower. I'm going to use some hot glue for that, just because it's wood. And then just stick that on there. And I could ink this one up as well. I'm just trying to see if I have a purple. If you wanted to, you could also ink up this, the bread tab. Let's do the back. You could ink up the cheesecloth as well. Oh, that one's so cute. Purple's my favorite color. And then let's do the blue one. Let me just take a sip of my tea. And this will be the last one that I'm doing. I'm at a half hour. I'm trying to learn how not to have my videos be so long, but I am new to this, so it may take a while. And then for this one, where I have some little brown in it, I'm going to take my vintage photo. And I'm just going to ink that up. So you can do it before the embellishments are on or after. It's junk journaling. There are no rules. Just enjoy the process. Have fun with it. Get a little bit messy. Okay, and then for this one, I cut down some fibers that I had received in an order. And I think I'm just going to fold it in half. It's a little bit too long. I want to be able to see some of the paper. So now it might be too short. I don't like that. Decisions. That's what crafting is all about, right? What's everyone working on? Anyone working on anything fun? Is everyone ready for Thanksgiving? I will be spending a little bit of time with my dad. My dad is in a nursing home, long-term care. And the nursing home that he is now living in is having a Thanksgiving meal. And I don't want him to be alone, so I'm going to go spend some time with him. And then I will come back home and make a roasted chicken for my husband and I. It's just the two of us, so there's no need to make a big turkey. And plus, I'll be having turkey at lunch with my dad, so I don't think I need it twice. So there's that one. And then you can use them in your journals. I wanted to make one. I wanted to make one for my November journal. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you how I do this. So we want to cut off sand it down some just so it's not so sharp. And then we want to glue it. And for the sake of time and speed, I'm just going to use the glue gun. And try not to burn myself. And I like to do it where the paper is just below the opening. And then we just want to decide the length that we want. I don't measure anything. I just kind of eyeball everything. And then I'm going to try and cut this down. That's long, but it just kind of gives me a guide. So that's going to be a small one. But that's quite all right. They don't all have to be the same size. You can have them many different sizes. Then again, it's just trying to decide how you want your paper to be and what you want to show. Oh, I think I like that because I can get that piece. And we want it this way. Like I said, you can do it with book pages, and you can do it with music sheet paper. I mean, the possibilities are endless, because if you have scraps, you can just offcuts from scrapbooking paper, just use that and make them. And I don't need all of this. I just need enough to wrap over. Trying to line this up and make sure it's straight. And then just take glue stick or the liquid glue. Fold that down, fold that down. And then I have this one that I can put in my journal. And I want to ink up the edges because I can see some of the white. Just trying to grab. if you use heavier cardstock, it won't be as thin. Sorry. Like in this one, it bends, but this is a little bit thinner. But then, like this one, this is lighter. But then I have a hard time with this. And then we want to decorate it. So let's see, I have buttons right here. So let's find a button. It's too big. I want a lighter button, I think. I don't like I like that one. No, I'll do that. And then I want to put some lace on that. So I'm just searching for some lace. I have a big jar that has lace scraps in it. So I just want to find a piece that I can use for it. And of course, I can't find one. I don't want to do cheesecloth again. I really want like a cream one. And the only way that I'm going to be able to find it is if I tear everything apart. Well, I can just, there we go, we'll just do that. There, we'll do that. And I think I'm just gonna do it off center. You could cover this up, but if you wanted to put string through it, you could tie like twine or something through it. And I don't think I have any twine laying around anywhere. Oh, I just found that I could have made one and put that on it. Let's see. Let's just go with the gold. So let's put this down. And then put our button. Ooh, that side, that side. Whoop. So there's that. And then we could take some ribbon and just put it through here. And yes, there is an opening up here, but that's okay because what I'm gonna do is just kind of, I'm just gonna put a little dollop of glue and then I'm going to tie this. Oh, goodness gracious. It's not as long as I wanted it, and pulling it just pulls it apart, but you get the idea. Nope. Let's take that out. I don't like that. Let's try it again. So the trick with this is you can't pull it. There you have it. And then let's try and cut it. Something like that. And then to use it in your journal, here is my November. Let me just put you up a little bit and move you back. Sorry about that. This is my November Creative Daily Journal. I am a bit behind journaling and decorating it, but you're just going to come in and find a page. You can have it as like a tab sticking up at the top. So let's find one. That's too busy. Oh, I could have it on that side or on this side. This is a pocket. Let's put it on here. So then it's something like that. You have a tab in your journal, and then it sticks out up at the top. I like it. So friends, that's what I have for you today. Little page tabs. And you could also put it in your journal this way, so it's sticking out that way. Little clusters, you know, you can call them page tabs. You can call them tab clusters. You can, like I said, many different possibilities and ideas that you can do. So before I sign off and say goodbye, let's shuffle and pick a card. You make me smile. Everyone that has subscribed and liked my video so far, you do make me smile, and I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Until the next video, bye everybody.